I want to see them engage. I want to see this engagement. This is going to be awesome. Both players just setting up. Yarnak, Luxury looks like he is so ready. He wants to go in so badly, and here he goes. He's going in, and Yarnak is going to engage. Yes, Yarnak is going to engage. He sends in his Mutalisk, and I think he's actually doing a pretty good job of oh man, neither player microing at all. Obviously, there's just so many units that you can't micro at all. All the Scourge, I think pretty much every freaking Scourge landed in that fight. And more Scourge coming out for Yarnak and landing, and I don't even know who's ahead. It looks like Yarnak might be ahead by 2 Mutalisks, I think. Maybe something along that line, 3 Mutalisks? No, maybe even more than that. It looks like maybe 3 or 4 Mutalisks he was up by. So Luxury is going to be forced to retreat and depend upon his reinforcements to keep him alive. But Yarnak actually now has a lead in that game because his third base, his third gas has been up for a longer time, and he's been mining from it more effectively. He hasn't lost a hatchery like Luxury has, and he does have an air superiority advantage, I believe, just a slight one. I don't think it's a huge deal because of the number of bases that they have. Now 1 or 2 Mutalisks is not nearly as big of a deal as it is normally when there's such a dearth of larva and gas. But since they are both at 3 gas, I think they'll both be able to replenish themselves pretty quickly, and 1 or 2 Mutalisks won't make too big a deal at this point. And it looks like Yarnak or Luxury is going to be sending some Zerglings to the top left of the map to see what damage he can do. I don't think Yarnak saw this. I don't know if he knows that that's coming, and I don't know if he has any defensive there. Yarnak is going to go to the main of Luxury and do some damage there. At the top left, the Zerglings do get there. Yarnak is trying to throw in a second colony, and he has a couple Zerglings there, but I don't know if they're going to be enough. We'll see if that second colony can come down in time. And those Zerglings are doing a ton of damage. They took down 3 or 4 drones already, and but the gas drones, critically enough, are still alive and still finding more Zerglings going up there though for Luxury, and Luxury is going to be able to take this base down if Yarnak doesn't send some Mutalisks back there. It looks like now, yes, finally he's going to move some Mutalisks back there. He finally realizes the critical nature of the fight. But that hatchery, I think, is going to go down. It's going to be close, but that hatchery is going to go down, and Yarnak's going to have to rebuild this base. So I think Luxury just equalized the game, maybe even took a lead in himself because he does have his third base already running, and Yarnak is now back down to 2 gas, whereas Luxury's at 3 gas, and Yarnak's going to have to get that hatchery up again ASAP, absolutely ASAP, and try and do some counter damage at the same point in time to equalize his game again. It does look like Yarnak is going to be moving, and he's moving into the middle of the map with Mutalisk and Scourge. Actually, it looks like I can't tell what's moving on the left side of the map, whether it's more Mutalisk or Zerglings. Yep, that's Zerglings moving on the left side of the map. Luxury actually moving into the natural of Yarnak moving into the natural of Luxury, and we're going to see a huge fight between the Mutalisk and Mutalisk again, and the Scourge all come in and land, and it looks like this time I think Luxury is going to come out ahead. It does look like he has more Mutalisk, although it's hard to tell because Yarnak's Mutalisks are spread out more, so they're not getting hit by as many glaive worms. And it looks like actually Yarnak is forcing Luxury to retreat by his reinforcing Scourge are forcing. It's so close though. Each side only has about 2 or 3 Mutalisks left. Actually, it looks like Luxury only has 1 left, and Yarnak has 3. And those 3 Mutalisks are going to be able to do a ton of damage before the next round of air units for Luxury pop. But here they come, yeah, the new Scourge pop, and Yarnak is forced to retreat again. He was able to kill 1, I think, drone, 1 drone, maybe 2 drones. But yeah, that is another victory for Yarnak and winning the air battle and also being able to kill a drone. That might have bought him enough time to equalize the game and get the a hatchery rebuilt at the top left. And it looks like Yarnak is moving in again at the natural with some more Mutalisks, and 1 Scourge lands, and he needs to micro and get this other Scourge. Yeah, I think he was able to kill the other Scourge, and yeah, and again Yarnak's going to be chased off by Luxury's Mutalisks. This is an absolutely ridiculous game. I can't believe this ZVZ is lasting this long. This is a pretty freaking long ZVZ. And Yarnak is trying to throw down the hatchery again at the top left, but 2 Zerglings are going to go up there for Luxury, and they're going to try and take it down again. And I don't know if Yarnak sees it. Yeah, okay, yeah, Yarnak has seen it. Actually, at the bottom right, Yarnak sent his own Zerglings over there, and he's doing some damage there. He did kill 1 drone, and that Zergling's going to chase away the other. Chase away another drone, but the Mutalisks for Luxury come in and do take it down, and the Mutalisks for Yarnak did also save the top left base. I think both players would be wise to put down a second colony at each of their expansions in the top left and bottom right, and maybe even a spore colony. Probably just a second colony actually, and just you have it as more of a safety net, so you don't have to worry about another place where your Mutalisks necessarily have to be. It also might be wise for the players to have scouts on the for Yarnak on the left side of the map, and for Luxury on the right side of the map to detect, even if it's just a single Scourge or just an Overlord, just to detect whenever the Zerglings are coming in. And Zerglings for Yarnak are going back to the bottom right, and there's a lot of Zerglings there. There's 6 Zerglings, and they're forcing Luxury to actually run his drones away. And now we're seeing the first person view for Yarnak, and yeah, I mean, okay, it's actually not the epileptic seizure I was hoping for or expecting. But while his Zerglings were attacking at the back at the back third and forcing Luxury's Mutalisks back there, he is coming in with Mutalisks, and he's actually going to pick off a bunch of Overlord. Okay, he picked off 1 Overlord. He was also able to go into the natural, and I think he picked off 1 drone there too. And Zerglings coming back in for Yarnak at Luxury's third, and now we got the first person view for Luxury again. And yeah, we just saw him defending pretty effectively his back third there. Once again, I think that both players really should throw down 1 second colony there, just so that way you don't have to worry about having your Mutalisks back there as much. That just gives your Mutalisk that much more ability to wander around the map and gives them that much less like zone of control or zone of expected control. And it doesn't look like Yarnak did throw down second colony in the top left. I think that was a great idea, and he built 3 more drones, so he's gonna, that top left base is gonna be cashed in for him big time pretty soon. And it looks like both players are just gonna macro up, rebuild their clouds of Mutalisk and Scourge, and then see what happens again. This is just turning into a huge macro fight. Somehow, instead of being a micro fight, started out as a micro fight, but now it's turning into a macro fight. Just seeing who has the better ability to sit there and just keep rebuilding all of your Mutalisk and Scourge, and especially to see who can take down one of these expansions. I mean, if you can take down any of these gas, any of these expansions, that's going to help a lot. But yeah, and a Scourge going up for Luxury to the top left just to scout it out, make sure there wasn't any. Probably he was just checking to see if a sunken colony was down, or if he could send just a few more Zerglings up there and do more damage. And it does look like Yarnak on the right side of the map might have something moving down there. Okay, it was just a Scourge doing some scouting, but it's gonna get picked off by Spore Colony at the main. That base for Luxury actually at the bottom right is mining a lot of minerals too, so that both players have their third bases up and running pretty solidly. And yeah, but it doesn't look like either player is willing to engage at this point. They're both still willing to just sit here and keep building, keep macroing up. I have no idea who this I have no idea who's in the lead right now, just because both players they're both at 3 gas, both at 3 bases. Both of them have lost 1 hatchery throughout the course of the game. Technically, Yarnak may have lost a couple more drones overall, maybe, but it's pretty close. I wouldn't say that it's enough to make a difference this far into the game. It looks like Yarnak was trying to set up a base at the top right, but there's Zerglings for Luxury waiting there, and they're just going to kill that drone pretty easily. Actually, that drone survives. I was actually kind of surprised that Luxury didn't just chase it down and force it dead, but he did not. But he is sending more Zerglings to the top right. I think he's just going to make sure that Yarnak doesn't get that expansion without devoting a significant number of Zerglings and/or time for his Mutalisks, because that's really what it is with this Mutalisk battle. It's how long do your Mutalisks have to spend in defensive positions before they can actually engage the other opponent's do damage to the opponent. And it actually looks like, I think that's 8, maybe 10 Zerglings, something like that. Maybe even a full control group, I can't tell. I think that's 9 or 10. I think that's 10 Zerglings for Yarnak, plus a drone moving to the top right. He's going to try and take it. But there's a lot of Zerglings there for Luxury as well. And this is going to be a Zergling on Zergling micro fight. And I think Luxury has a few more actually once he, yeah. And now Yarnak's going to go down there and see how many there are. And he saw it all. He saw all of them. But yeah, now Luxury's going to ignore the one Zergling that's moving down. He's going to move to the top right and try and take down this base. Actually, it looks like he might be trying to do a weird little pincer attack where he tries to hit the base and at the same time. Actually, I think Yarnak's going to get a huge surround on Luxury's Zerglings taken down. And Luxury was thinking about going in with his Mutalisk to the